On behalf of the PSLO Network, welcome to IFI Bootcamp. I'm really happy to be back in sunny Alberta. It was sunny yesterday when we got here. This is the home of the very first boot camp, Alberta was. We held it in Kananaskis in 2005 and see a couple of familiar faces from back then. We also have a lot of new folks here, so welcome. This is a very important event, as the ADM had mentioned. It's a great opportunity for you, and this event was inspired and built primarily for you folks. I'd like to also pass along my thanks to the co-organizers, and that's Shane Jaffer, Christy Kunimoto, Jordan Gaw, and the various people behind the scenes that work really hard. That's Carmen McKillock and Mariel Amburo, Sharon Tone, and others. I'd like to thank the federal building staff who've put on a great meal for us this morning and provided a wonderful facility. I know all of you are wondering about the floor above us, as all of us are. Shane assures me there's no tour of that as part of this event. So with that, I'd like to welcome our special guests, the people that have the experience and the knowledge to help you build a better game plan for working in this line of business. And we have Michael Osborne with the World Bank. We have Brett Maitland with the Inter-American Development Bank. We have Kathleen Mokdan, who's with the Asian Development Bank, but my understanding is she's retired and has brought us a wealth of knowledge and experience and is now enjoying the relaxing life, but has much to offer to this group, so we appreciate you coming out of retirement for this event. Thank you. We have Suresh Bhatta with WSP MMM Group. We have Geeta Tucker with Agri-Team Canada. Carl Clayton with Stantec. I believe Dave Owen is here as well. Not yet, okay. Robin Eaglesham with some homeboys from Manitoba, Manitoba Hydro International, and Thomas Restio from Manitoba Hydro International. A good colleague and friend and another charter member of the first boot camp, Ray Joyce is here with us. And one of our perennial speakers who brings tremendous amount of advice and interest and enthusiasm, Hussein Amory with IDEA, who's here to help us navigate the wonders that are the World Bank and the multilateral development banks. Last but not least, I'd like to thank our good friends from the federal government. That's Vicky Brouillard with Export Development Canada. Sorry if I butchered your name, as I always do. Samina Qureshi, I think she's behind the pillar there somewhere. Ray Drouin and JD Comtois from Global Affairs Canada. Many thanks to the organizations that funded and supported this event and all the others that are helping make it successful. And most importantly, welcome to you folks. We have a great mix of folks here today, some who are experienced, have lots of time in the World Banks and multilateral development bank projects. So we have those that are new or fresh or interested or are trying to just rebuild their skills. I'm going to talk a bit about the PSLO network, if I might. The PSLOs, with the support from the World Bank, try to act as a local, convenient one-stop shop for you folks to help learn about and access opportunities from the various banks. Principally, we disseminate information about the banks, we facilitate contact with them, and that's with all the banks, World Bank and all the multilateral banks around the world. It's important to note we're not paid by the World Bank, we're not funded by them. We're not employees of any of the banks. What we are is, in fact, we're just advocates for businesses from our own regions. I work for the provincial government, Shane works for his provincial government, there's other organizations, business organizations that are part of the network, and what we're trying to do is help you folks access more and better projects from the banks. The PSLO network has about 160 people around the world. In the network, it's people and business intermediaries, and currently there's about, I guess, 7 PSLOs across Canada. That gives us a pretty extraordinary network of contacts in the area of development and investment and industry and trade. So we're here to help you folks. Please ask us if you need or want assistance. Tell us your stories, tell us your problems, help us learn from your experiences as well. I'll just kick to a quick boot camp history for those of you that are new. One of the key services that the network provides is working with companies to assist you in elevating your knowledge and building a better game plan to access projects and opportunities from the World Bank and the multilateral development banks. The boot camp is actually a direct result of speaking with you companies, trying to understand your needs, understand the issues and concerns and problems, and trying to find cogent ways to address those, as well as work with companies to understand what it takes to be successful in this market. We have to compete literally with the rest of the world in bank projects, and Canadian expertise is highly valued and sought after around the world, but we really have to know who our competitors are, and we really have to be able to be diligent in understanding the cost models and what it takes to work in this area. Of those of you, that have actually done bank projects know it's tough enough just to get shortlisted, little less win projects. So there's some good strategies that are going to be brought forward today that will help you elevate that and hopefully take advantage of some of the great opportunities that are out there. There's a tremendous amount of opportunities through the banks. Canadian uptake has been fairly moderate, relatively speaking, for a number of businesses, but don't get me wrong, we do rather well compared to the rest of the world. We just want to do better. And part of what this event is helping us get better at working with the bank and being more successful in getting projects. To that end, back in the early 2000s, shortly after the network got together, we talked with companies and said, what are the real needs? And what we found is there's a skills and a knowledge gap of how to work with banks, and that was the genesis of the boot camp. Getting together, getting the bank experts together, getting the people who've had experience together, getting the people from the banks to say, this works, this doesn't work, seeing it from a 360-degree view of how this process works and how you can work within it is very important. Today is simply a continuation of that theme. We want to impart as much knowledge and skills as we can to help raise everyone's game. And we want to make sure that you see this as a very valid line of business. And it's like any other line of business. It has its risks, it has its rewards, and it's very important to not use it as a sideline. Oh, we've got nothing better to do today. Let's bid on a bank project. This is a very serious line of business, and you have to treat it as such. We have some great resources here today, as we've mentioned. Some really well-respected veterans of working with banks, and we're so thankful that they're here to be with us to help us be successful and learn how to win these bank-funded projects. And they're going to share their vast wealth of knowledge and help you better understand and better work in the bank confines. I've been asked to do just a quick, brief overview of the boot camp, and before Christy flashes me the get off the podium sign, I'll do it quite quickly. This morning is going to focus on getting to know the IFIs and the MDBs, what they are and how they function. The first half of the afternoon is going to feature a panel that gives first-hand accounts of how to be successful and do businesses with the IFIs. That's going to take place in the room that Christy had mentioned, just down the hallway, behind where we were registering. The latter half of the afternoon is going to be on discussions on which sectors and markets are likely to hold the greatest opportunity, how global development is impacting and reshaping the lending operations of the banks, and a panel on strategies for navigating and interacting with the IFIs. Tuesday is dedicated to knowledge and skills development with a hands-on workshop, crafting IFI proposals in the morning, and the afternoon is going to be devoted to one-on-ones with the experts, and that's a great opportunity to network with some of the most fabulous skills that we have available in the room. So on behalf of the PSL Network, welcome to the IFI Bootcamp. Please accept my warmest wishes for a successful, enjoyable, and profitable 2 days. Thank you.